Hello students. So in this class we are going to discuss some of the pollution case studies. So our first case study is a case study of groundwater pollution in India. So you see, fluoride problem or fluorosis is not a localized problem. That means it is not particular to a specific location. Almost in India, 19 states and across a variety of ecological regions ranging from the Third Desert, Gangetic Plains and the Deccan Plateau. Here you can find the fluoride problem. So how fluoride problem occurs? So when the bedrock weathers, the fluoride leaches into the water and the soil. So you see there are rocks under the earth crust which are called bedrocks. So when you dig the underground aquifers, water aquifers, when you cut down the bedrock to get the underground water. So naturally this rock contains many types of minerals, including the fluoride. So this fluoride then contaminates the underground water as well as the soil. So our Indian Peninsula region has always been the same. But we are noticing this problem of underground water pollution, fluoride contamination since during the last 3 decades. Only during the 30 years we are finding this problem. Why? The reason is over extraction of groundwater, which has resulted in the tapping of aquifers with high fluoride concentration. So due to the over extraction of groundwater, because of the over boring of the underground aquifers, over weathering of the bedrock, we are now suffering from high fluoride concentration. So when fluoride naturally it enters the human body through the drinking water. When 96 to 99% of fluoride combines with bones, and as they have the affinity for the calcium phosphate in the bones, so they combine with the bones and cause different types of fluorosis. The disease caused by fluoride, excess fluoride intake, is known as fluorosis. So there are three types of fluorosis: dental fluorosis, skeletal fluorosis, and non-skeletal fluorosis. Dental fluorosis is the condition where the teeth become excessively shiny in appearance and it becomes weak. Skeletal fluorosis is the occurrence of weakening of bones and deformity of the bones. Non-skeletal fluorosis, it is a condition where due to excess fluorine intake, we suffer from gastrointestinal problem, neurological problem, and other uh, fetus damage and IQ uh, lowering of the IQ also happens because of this. So once fluoride is detected in water, the only solution is to defluoridate it. But now in India, still now there is no efficient technology to defluoridate the water. So next we go to the case study of river pollution in India. So here is a case study of river pollution. So this Damodar river originates near Chandwa village in the Chotanagpur hills in Bihar's Palamau district. So now it is in Jharkhand. So the Damodar river originates from this hill, Chotanagpur hills. Now it flows through one of the richest mineral belts in the world before draining into the Hooghly about 50 kilometers south of Kolkata. So this river, after flowing through the belt, the river basin is rich in minerals. So this river, it flows through this belt and flows into the Hooghly River, which is 50 kilometers south of Kolkata. So Indian industry, almost 60% of the coal that India consumes come from this Chotanagpur belt. Not only this, there are many coal-based industries located in this region because the raw materials like coal, water, power are easily available in this belt. Beside coal-based industries, there are steel, cement, fertilizer, explosive industries which are located here. The river Damodar, obviously the river will be polluted by the mine rejects, minerals and toxic effluents which are released from these factories. So both this water and its sand are polluted by coal, dust and waste from the industries. So this belt has about 7 thermal power plants in the Damodar Valley. So as we know, the state of Bihar and the West Bengal, that our power requirement is entirely dependent on those thermal power plants which are located in the valley of Damodar River. So this power plant not only they consume a lot of water of the Damodar River but also dump ash in the valley causing water pollution. So what is the result? Result is that river in the and its tributaries are the largest source of drinking water for a huge population that lives in the valley. So we know that West Bengal and Bihar is extremely populated. So we are dependent to much extent on this Damodar river water. So here is a example what happened because of this pollution. On April 2nd, 1990, about 2 lakh liters of furnace oil spilled into the river from the Bokaro steel plant. So there is this Bokaro steel plant from where 2 lakh liters of furnace oil spilled accidentally. So this oil traveled about 150 kilometer downstream to Durgapur, and for 1 week 5 million people they consumed that oil contaminated water. Actually the permissible level of oil is 0.03 milligram per liter, but here people consume 40 to 80 times higher than this permissible levels. So after this incident, a plan was adopted, that is Damodar Action Plan, which seeks to tackle the effluent. So to control the pollutant emitted by these factories, this plan was undertaken. Now, one viable option that was adopted by this Damodar Action Plan was to set up less polluting industries and cleaner technology, the technology which creates less pollution. But it needed strong government initiative and also a mass movement by the people, which did not get attention. So ultimately, this plan was not so much successful. Now, coming to a case study of pesticide pollution in India. So, one of the terrifying effects of pesticide contamination of groundwater came to light when pesticide residues were found in the bottled water. So, what happened in between July and December 2002? There is a laboratory called Pollution Monitoring Laboratory of the New Delhi based Center for Science and Environment, CAC, located in Delhi. They examined 17 bottles of water, both drinking water as well as natural mineral water, in the region of Delhi. Now, after examining, they found pesticide, organochlorine, and organophosphorus were found in those samples. So it was a surprising thing because several big companies were manufacturing these bottles, and how they can have the pesticide as a pollutant in them. So it was very much surprising for them. Now, this was after that a study was done, and according to the study, it was found that most of the industries were located in a polluted area, in the dirtiest industrial place. This packaged bottle industries were located, and in between the agricultural field also, these industries were located. And now these companies, these packaged bottled water companies, they used to bore the underground water, and they use the underground water for packaging. That is, they used to bore from 24-meter to 152-meter, and this were used as packaged bottled water. Now so this they found the pesticide in the underground water also, in the packaged bottled water also. So this clearly it was understood that actually the pesticides are contaminated from these industries or agricultural fields into the underground water, and then this underground water are used as packaged drinking water. So this is a case study. So after this case, it was a study was conducted, and it was seen that repeated exposure of pesticide could cause cancer, liver damage, then kidney damage, disorders of the nervous system, damage to immune system. And then one certification mark or standard mark was adopted, which is known as BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard Certification, which became mandatory for bottled water from March 29, 2001. Now, next coming to human rights. So, there are several environmental issues that are closely linked to human right, starting from distribution of resources, utilization of resources, intellectual property right, then conflict between people and wildlife, resettlement issues around developmental projects such as dam and mines. All these are related to human right and environment. So, there are some human right issues like equality. So there should be, according to the from the environmental point of view, there should be equality in wealth, resources, and energy in a community. Equality of wealth, there should be proper distribution of resources, equal distribution of resources. So in what is happening now is that developed countries are using more resources than the developing countries, as well as the rich people in our countries, they are also using more resources than the poor people. So there is inequality in every aspect. But according to the human right, this should not be the case. There should be equality in every aspect. Nutrition, health, and human right. There is a link between nutrition, health, and human right. Because everybody has a right to life. This is a fundamental right. Right to life is a fundamental right. But because of the poverty, because of malnutrition, we are unable, some people of our country, almost 30% of our country, are unable to get proper nutrition. So as a result, their health is deteriorating and they are unable to contribute to the human resource of our country. As a result, our country is deteriorating. Socio-economic development of our country is not happening. So everything, nutrition, health, and human right, economy, everything is related. So we should have proper scheme by the government so that equal nutrition and proper health can be provided to the poor people also, as right to life is a fundamental right. Next is intellectual property right and community biodiversity register. So you see intellectual property right, for example, tribal people, they usually depend on they have much knowledge regarding the traditional plants and animals, isn't it? So this knowledge is used by pharmaceutical industries to make medicine, and as a result, they gain economic benefit by selling this medicine in the market. But in return, the tribal people, they do not get anything in return. So there is a need for community biodiversity register of local product. That means there should be a registry, there should be a schedule where the local product which are found in a community can be registered under the name of that community. Suppose there is a local plant in my locality, there is a plant, medicinal plant in my locality. So I will register that plant under my community name. So if after that a industry comes and uses this medicinal plant, I can claim that I have the knowledge of this medicinal plant. Firstly, I had the knowledge of this medicinal plant, or we had the knowledge of medicinal plant, and after that you are taking or using that medicinal plant. So you should give me some economic benefit. So community biodiversity register of local product is an essential because nowadays traditional medicine is becoming very popular. In India, almost 30% of our population use the traditional herbal product. We use them as primary health care. So small diseases or in case of small infection, this traditional medicine becomes very useful. In Africa, 80% of the population uses the traditional medicines. Okay, but traditional medicines cannot be used at every place. In case of major diseases, we cannot take the risk and use the traditional medicines. However, if we use the traditional medicines, if we cultivate them, if we extract them, there will be a threat to the biodiversity. Okay, so whatever be the case, these tribal people, they have the right of this local plants and animals. It is their intellectual property right, and they should be given that right. So this is about the human rights and pollution case studies. Thank you.